Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Bulldog Baseball, coming to you live from Bulldog Park. Bulldogs have got 5 games coming up this week, starting with this one. They'll be playing 4 games in the Jasper tournament on Friday and Saturday, so 2 games each day. But of those 5 games, this is the most important one right here because this starts district play. Bulldogs in District 16 4A in Region 2 in an 8-team district, which means that, of course, there are 17 teams for us to face in district play. You play them each twice. So we're looking at a 14-game district schedule this year and next. Carthage, the third smallest team, I should say, in District 16 4A. All right, Tanner Beats, the shortstop, leads off for the Kilgore Bulldogs. Cade Moore on the mound for the Dogs of Carthage, and the pitch is in there for a strike. And as you can imagine, if you've gone outside recently, a pretty good-sized wind, strong wind blowing tonight. It is blowing from left field corner over to the right field corner. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one is hit foul down the right field line, and that's going to be landing in the field of play, but in foul ground. So the count now is 1-2 on Beats. Beats, the shortstop, right-handed hitter. Cade Moore has had 2 strong starts this season. He pitched 7 innings against Bridge City in the Bridge City tournament and shut them out. It was a 0-0 ball game that was called at the end of the 7th inning because of the time limit. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit him. That's not the way you want to start. In interviewing Coach Goodwin today, when he talked about the things that need to improve for the Bulldogs, he mentioned the number of times that we have struck out this year compared to the number of times that we have, been hit by a pitch or walked. And the number of strikeouts far outnumber the number of times that we have walked or been hit by a pitch. So that's not the way that Cade wanted to start this ball game. Hitting the batter. Here's a bunt put down by the 2-hole hitter. This is the DH Colton Hale, right-handed hitter, and he fouls it off. This game was scheduled to be played, as was the JV Red game prior to this, scheduled to be played at Driller Park in Kilgore tonight, but their field is a grass field, and so it's too wet. Here's the stretch by Moore, and he goes over to first. Brooks Soap is behind the plate. Cade Ross at first base for the Bulldogs. Maddox Martinez is at second base. River Leach is the third baseman. The shortstop is Sam Watson. And the outfield has Cale Preston. Cale, of course, also a golfer, but did not have a golf tournament today. Glad he's here. Here's the 0-1, and that's right over the batter's head back to the screen. And the runner at first, who reached when he was hit by a pitch, he takes second on a wild pitch. So Cade off to a shaky start. So he shut out Bridge City in 7 innings, I think through 91 pitches, and then he was the winning pitcher in the Bulldogs' victory over Liberty here in the tournament. That one fouled off. So the count now is 1-2 on Hale. The outfield again, Cale Preston's in left. The center fielder is Caden Ritter. And Ryan Ezernak is in right field. One ball, 2 strikes on Hale. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one is hit foul back into the screen. Now, just looking at the trees beyond the outfield wall, doesn't look like they're being pushed by the wind right now, so the wind sort of calmed down. There's a pitch a little bit low, 2-2 the count now. Several times since I've been here, we've seen times when the screen behind home plate, right now you can see it sort of being pushed back and forth by the wind. Again, it's blowing out toward right field tonight. We saw a fly ball in the JV game. Here's a stretch by Moore. Looks back at second, and the batter asks for time. We saw a fly ball in the JV game. It looked like the right fielder had it in his grasp, or he was there to make the catch, and it wound up over his head. Moore looks back at second a couple of times. Now this is hit foul out of play. Runner on second faking a break toward third. Cade against Liberty worked at an incredibly fast pace. Now he has really slowed it down here with a runner on second and nobody out. I mean, he was extremely quick against Liberty in that tournament. Now he backs off the rubber. He's got the sign from Soap, working from the middle of the rubber. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and fouled off. Bulldogs 2-4-1 for the season. 3 of the 4 losses are by 1 run. They lost to Viter 6-5. They lost to Center 3-2. And they lost to New Diana 6-5. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Hale is making him work. Pitch count now for Cade Moore is up to 12. Here's the 2-2. Eyeing inside. Ball 3. And, of course, the pitch count now is very important. Not quite as important during the tournament games, but that's really important during district play because the limit in a week is 110 pitches. Here's a 3-2 pitch. This one is foul back. So if you want to go the distance, you divide 110 by 7 innings, and so you've got to average just under 16 pitches per inning to go the distance. And he's already at 14 pitches and hasn't recorded an out yet. 3-2 on the batter. Here's a 3-2. Just missed outside. Didn't miss by much. He wanted that call right there, but didn't get it. I think Brooks Soap wanted it too. So he's now at 15 pitches and still not an out recorded. And here's his left-handed batter to face now, Joseph Hendrickson, the catcher. Carthage in all white uniforms with red numbers. And Kilgore in white pants, red jerseys, red numbers trimmed in white. Pitch is a ball. And we're going to have a conference at the mound. John Goodwood going out to the mound. And I think, I couldn't hear it, but I think he had a word for the home plate up about the time he crossed the first baseline. Now, be anxious to see if John's going to stay out there and make the home plate up go out to the mound to break up the conversation because that last call was very close. Okay, so John staying out there, home plate up, going out to the mound. And John starts retreating to the dugout when the home plate up got just about halfway out there. Okay, so now it's 1-0 count on Hendrickson with runners at first and second and nobody out for Kilgore here in the top half of the first inning. Here's the pitch. This one is hit. It is a fair ball down the right field line. That's going to score 1 run for sure and may bring in 2. The other runner is rounding third. He's going to try to score. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe at the plate, and it's 2-0 Kilgore in the first inning. So that is a double by Hendrickson. To drive in a couple of runs as both Beats and Hale score. And that brings up the cleanup hitter now, Miles Applegate, the third baseman. High. Well, I tell you what, isn't this, now it's just the first inning, but, boy, Cade Moore has had some control issues in this first inning. This ball has popped up foul out of play. Cade's pitch count already up to 19 now in the first inning. And again, no outs recorded yet. This pitch is fouled off. Slow roller down the first base line. Cade Ross goes over in foul ground, picks it up, gets it back to Moore. So now Moore is ahead of Applegate 1-2. And the pitch count now at 20. Again, if you're gonna go the distance, you got to average just under 16 pitches per inning. He's already at 20 with no outs recorded. The 1-2, this one hit to center field. Ritter coming in there, makes the one-handed grab, and that's the first out of the inning. So he gets Applegate. He gets him to fly out to center. And Salvador Cervantes comes up. Right-handed hitter. Again, they're wearing red jerseys with red numbers trimmed in white. That pitch very close. Must have been low. 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0. High. 2-0. Here's the 2-0. He squares around a bunt and goes after it, misses it. 2-1 the count now. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the top half of the first inning. Kilgore with 2 runs already in this ball game. The big blow was the 2 RBI double by the 3-hole hitter, Joseph Hendrickson, who is now at second base with one out. 2-1 count. That one's outside, ball 3. Pitch count now at 25. And again, if you multiply 16 times 7, you get 112. And the limit for one game is 110. Here's a 3-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So the Bulldogs already in a 2-run deficit here. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. So a big strikeout there. And that'll bring up now the 6-hole hitter, Jackson Phillips, the right fielder, right-handed hitter. Two-man umpiring crew. Straightaway stands up at the plate, does not crowd the plate. Here's a pitch. This one swung on and missed. Strike one. Tell you what, Kilgore last year, and I called all the district games, so I got to see Kilgore play Carthage 3 times. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. And without a doubt, the player in the district that scared me the most when he came to the plate. Now, that doesn't mean he was going to make contact every time, but the guy who scared me the most, okay, we'll get to that later. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. So after a rough start to the inning, Moore fans 2 batters in a row to end it. In fact, he retired the last 3 after Kilgore scored 2 runs. So a couple of runs for Kilgore on a hit, and they leave 1 man on. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Kilgore 2, Carthage nothing. Back after this 90-second break. No, there's no phone call to Josh. Okay, should I call? No, I don't have a way of playing it. Yeah, you have to worry about commercials. Okay. I guess no, with no power, he couldn't run them either, could he? No. Okay. Okay, we're back at the ballpark here, Bulldog Park. An unusual situation tonight. I understand from Thomas Powell, who is responsible for the video that you're watching, that you can now see the video and you can hear my call of the game on EastTexasToday.com. But there's no power at the radio station. So in other words, I can't make a connection with the radio station with my phone, and therefore the game is not being broadcast on 103.7 FM or 1590 or 104.3. And therefore they're not able to run the commercials during our between half innings. Okay, leading off for Carthage is Maddox Martinez, and he takes 2 close pitches for ball 2. Here's the 2-0. Inside, ball 3. And just the early returns are that we've got an ump who is squeezing the plate, squeezing the strike zone tonight. Here's a 3-0. Outside, ball 4. And I have to say, he's calling it pretty consistent so far. In other words, both pitchers are not happy with him. The batters are. And speaking of the batter, here's Sam Watson, the shortstop for the Bulldogs, played the outfield last year, was the leading Bulldog hitter last year when it came to averages. This pitch is grounded to shortstop, could be two. He bobbles it, however, and the underhand flip to the second baseman. They do get the out there on the force out on Martinez, but the bobble cost them a double play because that ball was hit sharply. They had a really good shot at a 6-4-3 double play there. So Martinez is out 6-4 for out number one, and Watson is on first base with the fielder's choice. All right, so that brings up Cale Preston, the left fielder. Cale, left-handed batter, slightly open stance at the plate. Not much. Here's the pitch to him. This one is low for ball one. And, you know, some teams do a good job of scouting. Some teams don't. Kilgore, left fielder, playing way too deep. This ball hit down. Oh, nice stop to the third baseman. He picks it up, throws to first, and a great scoop over there by the first baseman. Boy, that one, if it gets by the third baseman, that's going to be at least a double for Preston. And Martinez might have a chance on scoring. But third baseman dove to his right, came up with it, and then threw him out at first. Hard hit ball, so he had plenty of time to throw him out. Watson, who was on first, moves to second. And Preston is out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So now we have the tying run, or not the tying run. Kilgore's ahead by 2. The tying run's at the plate. So we don't have the tying run at second. Tying run is at the plate. And that's in the form of Brooks Soap, the catcher for the Bulldogs, junior catcher. Boy, Kilgore outfield just playing too deep. Hope they're not listening to me. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. You know, Scott, the tournament that was played here last weekend, here's the 0-1, swung on and missed, strike 2, was the first annual Scott Lee Invitational Tournament, named in the honor of Scott Lee, who coached at Carthage for 23 years, 17 district championships, took 4 teams to the state tournament, won it twice. That pitch is outside, 1-2. And he was known for an outfielder that played shallow. And I know he told me several times, he said, Larry, there's going to be more balls that are going to land in front in high school, land in front of the outfielders, and are hit over their heads. Here's the 1-2. That one's low, 2-2. And so he played them shallow. Look at that left fielder. I mean, oh my gosh. Of course, you know, who knows? Soap could hit one off the wall, but I kind of doubt it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Soap is out on strikes, goes down swinging, and so for the Bulldogs, no runs, no hits, and 1 left. We go to the top of 2 after this 90-second break. Kilgore 2 and Carthage nothing. All right, top of 2 here at Bulldog Park. And again, explain the situation to you. According to Thomas Powell, you're able to see the game if you're on easttexastoday.com and to hear my call of the game. That pitch is inside for ball 1. But the station has no power, and they can't run the commercials at the station if they don't have power. This ball hit on the right side. Martinez to his left, stops it, throw to first, and it's a little bit offline. He was headed toward the right field foul line as he made that throw to first base. A great job by Martinez just to get to the ball, and he was off balance when he threw, and Ross stretched as far as he could but couldn't quite come up with it. It bounced in, and so we'll give the hitter, and that was Kason Edney. We'll give him a base hit on that because really Martinez did a good job just to get to it. So the batter now is Kason Henry, the left fielder. This pitch is hit foul out of play, right side. Again, we've had a wind tonight blowing toward right field, and in the JV game, there was a ball hit to fairly deep right center, and the right fielder appeared to be there and ready to make the catch, and it went over his head. Here's the 0-1. He gets the bunt down. Nice bunt. Moore has it. Goes to first to Ross in time to get the out. So Henry is out 1-3 for the first out of the inning. And, of course, Henry gets a sacrifice on that, which means, of course, that does not count as an at-bat. And Edney moves to second. So Kilgore with a 2-0 lead has an insurance run at second base with just one out. Here's a pitch from Moore in there for a strike. Cade Moore really ran up a high pitch count in the first inning. It was in the high 20s. Now he's at 35. This pitch is popped up right side. Moore calling for it at first base and makes the catch on the infield dirt. So that's out number 2 in the second inning, and we'll bring up now the top of the order and Tanner Beats. Beats got that first inning started for Kilgore by being hit by a pitch. Not very tall batter, so he has a small strike zone. And there's a strike over the outside corner. Wow. Okay, thought we had some pitches in the first inning that were in about the same spot, and they were called a ball. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's outside, no doubt about that one. 1-1 the count now on Beats. So we're in the top of the second. Kilgore leading Carthage 2-0. Kilgore with a runner on second now and 2 down. High. 2-1. Bulldogs have played 7 games, and they have scored 21 runs. So they've been averaging 3 runs per ball game. Here's a stretch by Moore, the 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And if you've heard my interview with Coach Goodwin, and I interviewed him this morning at the station, you know, he admitted that, you know, he's already determined that this pitch is hit back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Runner rounds third. He's coming to the plate. Here's a throw to the plate. It's cut off, and he scores. So Caden Ritter charged in, and I tell you what, he was close enough that if he makes a good throw and is right on the money, then we've got a chance to get the guy at the plate. But it was cut off. It was cut off. The throw sort of curved toward third base a little bit. Had it come into all the way to Soap, it would have been up the third baseline. I don't think we would have had him at the plate. But if it had been right on the money, we had a shot at getting him. So it's now 3-1 as Beats gets an RBI single. And considering that the Bulldogs, considering how the fact that we have had issues as far as scoring runs, most runs we've scored in a game is 5. We're in a hole right here, down 3-0 already. This pitch is hit foul out of play. 0-1 the count. But it's early. Got to remember that. It's only the top of the second inning. That's one way to look at it. Another one is that the Bulldogs still have 18 outs left in this ball game. 7-inning game. Throw to first. Runner back. Incidentally, if you're wondering, well, who's going to come up in the second inning for the Bulldogs of Carthage, it's going to be Cade Moore, River Leach, and Caden Ritter. 0-1 the count on Hale. This one hit foul down the right field line. Hale walked his first time up. And then both Hale and Beats scored on the double by Hendrickson. Oh, and 2. Here's the 0-2 outside. Runner going, throw down to second, and he is out at second base. Nice throw by Brooks Zope. He had to dive for that outside pitch and was off balance when he made the throw, but he got him at second base. Nice throw by Brooks to retire Beats trying to steal. So we go now to the bottom of the second. The score, Kilgore 3, Carthage nothing. We'll be back after this 90-second break. Bottom of 2 coming up here at Bulldog Park. Kilgore leading Carthage 3-0. Kason Edney, the right-hander for the Kilgore Bulldogs. Ready to pitch to Cade Moore. Moore leading off. Here's the first pitch to Cade. This one hit, and it's down the left field line. An extra base hit. Cade's going to round first, and he's going to try for second. Here's the throw. It will be late, and he's in there with a stand-up double. So Cade Moore rips one down the left field line for a leadoff double. And we're going to bring someone out to run for him, and this is going to be Kason Burchett. Burchett, a junior, in to run for Moore, and that's a move that most coaches will make. A lot of them take both their catcher and pitcher off the base paths when they get on. The batter is River Leach, I should say. River Leach, the third baseman. With Burchett at second and nobody out, this pitch fouled off. And if you heard the interview with Coach Goodwin, he said that because we do not have a whole lot of offensive punch yet, that he's going to have to, push the button as far as being more aggressive on the base pass. Throw back to second. Oh, and okay, that was a trick right there. That was a trick. The pitcher wheeled around and made the motion like he was going to throw to second. And the two middle infielders, the shortstop and the second baseman, acted like it had gone into center field, but it hadn't. The pitcher still had it. So they were hoping Burchett was going to wander far enough off and they were going to get him. So that was a trick play that they had. This time they do throw back. Yeah, that was a design play to trick Burchett into wandering off the bag. Shortstop giving some signals for Kilgore right there. Edney looks back at second. Here's the 0-1. This pitch is hit on the left side. Shortstop has going to go to third as Burchett trying for third is thrown out easily. Boy, we had a base runner erased on the base pass right there. That's not the first base running mistake we have made this year. Boy, when that ball is hit, when you're at second base and the ball is hit in front of you on the left side, you've got to stay there because you're just giving them out. Shortstop backhanded it. Easy throw to the third baseman. Burchett out by a mile. Burchett was out by a mile. And Leach on first on the fielder's choice. Leach himself made a base running mistake at the end of one of the tournament games. When the pitch was thrown back to the pitcher, after the pitch was thrown back to the pitcher, as it was thrown back, he tried to steal third, and he was thrown out easily at third base, and that ended the ball game. This pitch is hit foul down the first baseline. So, again, a leadoff double here. And then Burchett in to run for more and makes a critical base running mistake. He was at second with nobody out. And we should still have a runner at second with one out now, but now a runner at first with one away. So that obviously hurts. River Leach at first base. The batter is Caden Ritter. Ritter had a solo homer in one of those tournament games, the first varsity player to hit one out here at Bulldog Park. This one hit foul. Boy, this is a big park, too. I had the official dimensions from Andy Dawson. 330 down the lines. You'll find a number of major league ballparks that it's no further than 330 down the lines. This pitch high and swung on and missed for strike three. So two away now. 380 to center field. And then where the right field and left field wall converge, where both of those converge with the center field wall, is 394. 394. I was looking at some old video today on YouTube, and there were some videos from old Crosley Field in Cincinnati, and there was no part of that ballpark that had 394. Longest distance was 390 in right center. Here it's 394 in two different spots. Big high school ballpark. Batter now is Ezerneck. Ryan Ezerneck, the right fielder. 1-1 count on him. We've got a runner at first with two down. Leadoff double, but then a base running mistake cost us a runner in scoring position. And you could see the frustration of John Goodwin when that happened. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. 1-2 now. We're in the bottom of the second. And with 2 strikes, Ezranak squares around as if he's going to bunt. Every Bulldog batter does that with 2 strikes. Pulls the bat back, the pitch, foul back. Wind still blowing. You can tell it rippling the pants leg of the base umpire. Not right now, but it was just seconds ago. So we've got some gust here. Here's the pitch. This one hit into left field. Sharp line drive into left field for a base hit. And so the second hit of the inning, and so Leach gets second base. And if we hadn't had the base running mistake, that would have been a run right there. So Leach moves up to second, and Ezranak with a single on first. So we've had a double and a single, but we haven't had a run scored, and we've got 2 outs. If we don't have the base running mistake, we'd have a run in right now. Edney looks at second. The pitch. There's a strike over the outside corner. And again, I think the plate ump, in my opinion, is enlarged the plate a little bit from the first inning or so. Here's the 0-1. This one is fouled back into the screen. Appeared to be pretty tight strike zone in the first inning, but it's been loosened up some. Okay, with 2 strikes on him, Ezranak again squaring around a bunt, as if he's going to bunt, draws it back. This pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. And, excuse me, that was Blayton Legrone. That was Legrone who just struck out to end the inning. So for the Bulldogs, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Okay, we go to the top of 3 after this 90-second break. Top of 3 coming up. The score, Kilgore 3 and Carthage nothing. Yes, sir.
They put him down for number 24, but he was number 3. That's the problem. Number 3.
Yeah, remember, I told you he was 3 in a tournament game.
Well, he's 3 just then.
Oh, okay, all right.
But when you put 24 on your lineup and 3 steps up there, you're in trouble. Because the umpire's got 24 in his pocket.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, look, I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to start calling out. First up, number 1, your designated hitter, Colton Hale.
Okay, top of 3, and this is Colton Hale leading off now for the Kilgore Bulldogs. Kilgore leading Carthage 3-0. District 16 4A clash here at Bulldog Park. This pitch, grounder down to third. Leach has it on the second hop, throw to first in plenty of time. So Hale grounds out 5-3. Joseph Hendrickson, the catcher, 3-hole hitter, coming up now. He's a left-handed hitter. And he's the young man that drove in there 2 runs in the first inning with a double. Bulldog outfield has Cale Preston in left, Caden Ritter in center, and Ryan Ezerneck in right. There's a strike. Brooke Soap, a junior, is behind the plate. River Leach at third. Sam Watson at short. Maddox Martinez at first. Cade Moore at first base. Here's the 0-1. High and outside, 1-1. Pitch count for Cade Moore, 48. Remember, he had 27 or 28, somewhere in the high 20s in the first inning. Here's a 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. 1-2 the count. Kilgore with 2 in the first, 1 in the second. They lead it 3-0. Hendrickson crowding the plate. Here's the 1-2. Outside. 2-2. That right foot of his on the white line of the batter's box. This pitch swung on and missed, got him. So Hendrickson down on strikes. 2 down. And Miles Applegate coming up now. Applegate, the cleanup hitter, third baseman, flied out to center his first time. Here's a pitch swung on and foul back into the screen. Here's the 0-1 outside. 1-1 the count. Moore now working at a faster pace than he did earlier in the ball game. Not as fast as he did last week against Liberty in the tournament. There's a strike. Strike 2 called. 1-2. Looks like he's settled into a rhythm here, though. 1-2 the count now. 2 away. Here's the 1-2 to Applegate. Strike! 3 call. Got him. Oh, nice inning there for Cade Moore. By far his best inning of the ball game thus far in this contest as he sets Kilgore down 1, 2, 3, including 2 strikeouts of the 3 and 4 hole hitters. So we go to the bottom of the third. We got to get some offense going, dogs. It's Kilgore 3 and Carthage nothing. Bottom of 3 coming up after we take this 90-second break. All right, bottom of 3. Top of the order up for the Bulldogs, Maddox Martinez. And he pops it up out to short right field. And that's going to drop. It drops in, and he's going to have a double. Oh, my goodness. There was a lack of communication there between the second baseman and the center fielder. Evidently, the second baseman now making a motion with his hand with one arm that he lost that ball. He lost it and didn't see where it was. That was a high pop up into short right center field. And the second baseman, I'm not for sure if he lost it, did not see it. Center fielder was back too deep. I've told you before that the Kilgore outfield playing deep here tonight. In my opinion, deeper than they should. Okay, here's Sam Watson, the batter now. And he squares around as if to bunt and takes one high for ball 1. So that'll be a double for Martinez. Now, remember, we had a double to lead off the second inning and then made a big base running mistake, and he was erased. All right, so let's be careful down there at second base, Maddox. This pitch is foul back into the screen, and the count now is 1-1 on Sam Watson. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. He hit what appeared to be pretty much a perfect double play ball to the shortstop, but the shortstop bobbled it. So he was only able to get the force out on the runner coming from first. That was Martinez. 1-1 now, Watson. He loves to go the opposite way to left field. Throw back to second. Now remember, Kilgore ran a trick play in the first inning where Edney wheeled around the pitcher and went through the motion as if he was going to throw to second. The shortstop and the second baseman acted as if it had gotten past them into center field. Luckily, Burchett stayed at second. Our runner stayed at second. That was Martinez, I believe. Okay, here's a pitch, and that's a swung on and missed for a strike. 1-2 the count. Kilgore uses their shortstop to make some defensive signals. Second time we've seen him do that. Edney now looks back at second. And the pitch, and the batter asked for time. That being Sam Watson. So again, we've got the leadoff guy on. We're down by 3. We need to get him in some way. Bulldogs not scoring a bunch of runs this year. The most they've scored is 5 in a game. This pitch is swung on and fouled off. Luckily, he got a piece of that to stay alive. So we've got Martinez at second with nobody out. A 1-2 count on Watson. So we got Watson, Preston, and Soap. 2, 3, and 4 hole batters. Hitters to chance to drive in the run here. Here's the 1-2. This one, check swing. Did he go around? Evidently not. Boy, that was close there. Glad we don't have a video replay. 2-2 count now on Watson. And he looks back at second. The pitcher comes to the plate. This little slow roller, fair ball down the line, throw to first, and he is out. That was a slow roller down the first baseline. Oh, it went about, I'm going to guess, maybe 10 feet at the most. And the catcher picked it up through to first. So that's the same effect as being a sacrifice bunt. Watson out 2-3. So 1 out now, and Martinez moved over to third. So Martinez now at third with 1 away, and we've got to pick up that run at third base. Preston, the batter, he grounded a third his first time. Hit one there back into the screen. That was a hard hit ball the third baseman came up with. If it gets by the third baseman, then Preston's for sure going to have a double. He has very good speed. Probably the fastest man on the team, I'm guessing. I don't think there's anyone faster. 0-1 the count on KO. That pitch is a ball, 1-1. If you don't know the family relationship, he's the son of Darren Preston, outstanding defensive coordinator for Carthage football team. Probably the best DC in the state. Here's the 0-1, and that's inside. Outstanding defensive coordinator. I think he's in his 14th year. 2-1 now on Kale. Let's go, Kale. Got to have that runner in. They're bringing the infield in halfway. Strike 2 call. 2-2 the count now. Now remember, they're up 3-0. So a little bit of surprise that they would bring the infield in halfway. Shortstop was in halfway. Third baseman, edge of the grass at third. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one, ground ball to the third baseman. Runner is going to try to score from third. He will. Throw to first, and they get him at first base. Preston made it close. So the shortstop was in halfway. Had he been in on the grass, he would have come to the plate on that. But Maddox Martinez does score, and so now it's a 3-1 ball game. So Preston is out 6-3 for the second out of the inning, but he does get an RBI on that. So it's now a 3-1 ball game as the Bulldogs start to chip away at this deficit. I mentioned the dimensions of the ballpark. 330 down the lines, 380 to straightaway center. Here's the 0-1 to Soap. This pitch is foul back, out of play. 0-2 now. Soap struck out, swinging his first time up. 0-2 on Brooks. Scoreboard here. Here's the 0-2. This one, that one hit down the right field line. That could be, no, that carries better than I thought it would. That's a line drive to the right fielder. Remember the wind blowing out toward right field, not real strong right now. And so Soap is out for out number 3, but the Bulldogs do score. So 1 run on 1 hit. That was the leadoff double by Maddox Martinez. And the RBI picked up by Cal Preston when he grounded out to the shortstop. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. Top of 4 coming up. Kilgore 3, Carthage 1, back in 90.
First up for Kilgore is number 10, your first baseman, Cervantes.
We go to the top of the 4th here at Bulldog Park in Carthage. And leading off for the Kilgore Bulldogs is going to be Salvador Cervantes.
The power is back at the station now if you want to give them a holler. Did you copy?
Yes. Okay, I'll call.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Hello?
KGAS.
Hey, Josh, this is Larry.
Yeah, okay. Give me just a minute.
Okay.
I got to get everything set up in the AM studio for you. I don't know how he tells me not to worry about you.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Okay, you there? Josh, are you there? Josh. Josh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, God. What the fuck? Say something again for me?
Okay, did you say wait? Okay, you don't have me on the air yet, right?
No, I don't have you on the air.
Okay.
I don't have anything on the air. I can't get anything on the air in here. I can't play commercials for you. I can't get anything up in here.
Okay, well, Jerry called, and so...
Yeah, I was telling him I told him I was getting everything up. I hadn't had a chance to call him and tell him that I couldn't get this up yet.
He just told me that it was on at the station. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep calling the game. You just put me on the radio whenever you get up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're in the top of the fourth inning. Kilgore leading 3-1. 2 outs in the inning, and let's tell you how that happened. Salvador Cervantes flied out to center to Caden Ritter, and then a strikeout of Jackson Phillips. So it's 2 outs, nobody on. And the batter now is Kason Edney, the pitcher. We're in the top of the fourth. Kilgore leading 3-1. 2 outs, nobody on for Kilgore. Cade Moore into the wind, and the pitch. This one is hit in the air to center field. Ritter over to his left, about 15 steps, and makes the catch for out number 3. So for the second straight inning, Cade Moore retires the Kilgore Bulldogs in order. And we go now to the bottom of the fourth. The score is Kilgore 3 and Carthage nothing. Or Carthage 1, pardon me. 3-1, Kilgore on top. We'll be back after this 90-second break. And so if you don't have me on, then Josh will, you can't run commercials. I understand that. But I'm going to keep going. We'll just take a 90-second break here and start calling again.
Okay, so I was getting everything up on the AM. I got Larry on the phone and everything, and I was trying to get everything pulled up on the AM side so I could play his commercials for him, and none of it is popping up. The studio. It keeps telling me that remote desktop can't find the computer AM RKS. I have it somewhere written down here in the station. I'm trying to find it. I think it's on one of the sheets right here.
Huh? I'm good. All right, Cade Moore, the batter now, as he leads off the bottom of the fourth for the Bulldogs. He led off the bottom of the third. This pitch is fouled off with a double.
Yeah.
And then Burchett came in to run for him and made a base running mistake and was thrown out at third base on a grounder to the left side of the infield to the shortstop. Hit in front of the base runner. Definitely should not have tried it, but he did. Big mistake, and he's thrown out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one is outside. 2-1 the count. It'll be Moore, Leach, and Ritter up here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's
Okay, Larry. He wants me to go ahead and put you on live, and then we'll worry about the commercials as we go. He said I'm going to just get you on now.
Okay, go ahead. I'm still broadcasting. 3-1 the count now to Cade Moore. Here's a 3-1 in there for strike 2 call. 3-2 the count. Edney working from the stretch. Here's a 3-2. This one hit on the ground left side and past the shortstop into left field for a base hit. So Cade Moore now 2 for 2 in the ball game. Doubled in the second inning and singles here to lead off the fourth. He's led off the second inning with a hit. Now remember, we brought in Burchett to run for him in the second inning, and Burchett made that base running mistake. Let's see if we're going to send someone in to run for Cade now. I would think they would, because he's our pitcher and we want him to get to the dugout and have some time to rest. And so, okay, it's not Burchett this time. I'm not surprised at that. It is Andrew Gwynn. Andrew Gwynn in to run for Cade Moore. All right, River Leach the batter now. River reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Pitch is outside and didn't miss by much. 1-0 the count. Catcher turns around to ask the ump, talk to the ump. I'm sure he was saying, where was that? Want to know the count. So we've got the leadoff runner on. A single by Cade Moore. Cade now 2 for 2 in the ball game. Here's a stretch by Edney. The pitch in there for a strike. River Leach, just a freshman. Third baseman for the Bulldogs. 1-1 the count on River. Right-handed hitter. Stands up pretty close to the plate. Here's the 1-1. Swung on. High fastball. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Andrew Gwynn in to run for Cade Moore. And, of course, if you're Andrew, you got to be careful at first base. You don't want to – here he squares around a bunt. This pitch is hit on the ground. Could be 2. Shortstop goes to second for 1. Has trouble getting rid of it, and that cost him a double play. Hit to the shortstop. He got it to the second baseman. The second baseman had trouble getting rid of it, had trouble getting it out of his glove, it appeared, and that cost him a double play right there. So Moore is, or excuse me, Andrew Gwynn running for Moore is out 6-4. And Leach is on the fielder's choice. So now a runner on first with 1 out for Caden Ritter. And Ritter squares around the throw to first, and we've got Leach picked off. They've got Leach picked off. Throw to the shortstop, and he is out at second base. And John Goodwin just lowers his head and puts his hands on his hips. He was, you can just tell John's just thoroughly disgusted with what just happened. So that goes 2-3 to 6. Another base running mistake for the Bulldogs. So that's 2 in this ball game. Caden Ritter, the batter now. Wow. John mentioned that in his interview with me. You know, that's just, those are self-inflicted mistakes. Self-inflicted. 2-0 the count on Ritter. The pitch, that's ball 3. River Leach picked off at first. John still got his hands on his hips. 3-0 the count. There's a strike, 3-1. Hands still on hips. I understand it. 3-1. This pitch hit down the right field line, hit well, but it's going to be a foul ball. Bulldogs have made 2 base running mistakes in this ball game. I'm not saying that it cost us a run each time, you know, because we may not have gotten the timely hit to drive him in. I think in the second inning it cost us a run, because the single by Ezernak in the second inning would have scored the runner from second if we hadn't made the mistake. 3-2 count now on Ritter. Let's go, Caden. Hit one out of here. Here's a 3-2. Woo, that was close. Wow. May have gotten a break there. Ball 4, so Ritter is on with a 2-out walk. Carthage with 2 base running mistakes. We had a runner on second. Moore led off the second inning with a double. We brought in a runner for him. Ground ball to the left side, and baseball 101 tells you that if you're on second base and there's a ground ball to the left side and it's hit in front of you to the shortstop. Now, if it's going to go into left field, yeah, you take off. That pitch is outside. But if it's hit and there's a chance the shortstop's going to get it and hit in front of you, you stay at second base. And our runner didn't. He tried to go to third and was thrown out by a good distance there. Thrown out easily. And here in this inning, we had a runner on first with 1 out. And he was picked off first. Just got off the bat too far. Catcher threw to the first baseman. They had him in a rundown. Easily tagged out. There's another ball. 2-0 the count now. 2 outs here. You know, and John's point in the interview was that, you know, you just can't have those type of mistakes. You've got to play smart when you're on the base pass. And if you're on first base, you know, with our team, okay, let's just be honest, you're probably not going to have a double to the alley. Okay, we're not a strong hitting team right now. Here's a stretch by Edney. And the 2-1 pitch. This one popped up, foul, out of play. In the second inning, you know, the way the inning went, it definitely cost us a run. So it'd be a 3-2 ball game right now. Instead, it's 3-1. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs, 2-2 count on Ritter. No, excuse me, on Ezernak. Ezernak is the batter. Pardon me. Ezernak. Now it's 3-2. So the runner, Andrew Gwynn, will be off with a pitch. So what you've got to do if you're Andrew, you got to make sure that he's going to go to the plate. Okay, that's not Ritter. I mean, that's not Andrew Gwynn. That's Ritter on first base. And the pitch is swung on and missed by Ezernak for strike 3. So for the Bulldogs, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. So we go now to the top of the 5th. We've out-hit Kilgore 4-3, but partly because of a base running mistake, we trail them 3-1. And we go to the top of the 5th. We'll be back after 90 seconds. Okay, a little update. Remember, we started the game with no power at the radio station, and now power has been restored. So not only
I just
are
got everything back up, Larry.
Okay.
I can play your commercials now whenever you're ready. So
Okay, all
you
right.
can finish what you're saying.
Okay. At first we were, from what Thomas tells me, we were on the internet on e6today.com, but not on 104.3 or not on the radio station. But then the call of the game was on KGAS, but we couldn't run commercials. Now we're full strength. We got the commercials ready to go. So we're in the top of the fifth, and the batter for Kilgore is Cason Henry. This is the 8-hole hitter. 1-1 count on him. And he swings at a high fastball. Now he's a fairly short young man, not a big strike zone, and he went at one there pretty much in his eyes, it appeared. Here's a pitch outside, and so the count now is 2-2. Two and two on Henry. The 2-2 pitch. Strike, 3 call, got him. So Henry is out on strikes looking. And if you keep score, and who knows, we may have someone that at home that does that. If you strike out swinging, that's a K. If you strike out looking, that's a backwards K. Now this is the 9-hole hitter. This is Jackson Dickey, the center fielder. And he takes ball 2. So now 2-0. Let's go, Cade. We bottom of the order. We got to get this guy. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Struck 1 call. If you're wondering about, remember now, Cade had a really high pitch count in the first inning in the high 20s. Here's the 2-1. This one foul back out of play. But now he's in much better shape right here now. He's at 79 pitches. Now remember, remember the limit is 110, so he would have 31 pitches remaining. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. I thought about telling you the number of. Now here's the top of the order. Tanner Beats, the shortstop. I thought about telling you the number of consecutive batters he has retired, but I'm a little superstitious, and I don't want to do that for fear that might mean one of the Kilgore Bulldogs gets a base hit or something like that. So here's the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's high. 2-0 the count. Let's go, Cade. Now, this guy's been on twice. He's been hit by a pitch and singled and run. This pitch is hit well to right center field. Right fielder is there waiting on it, and Ezernak makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Cade Moore, his 3rd straight in this ball game. So he has done his part to keep us in the ball game. We got to get the offense going, guys. So now we go to the bottom of 5, Kilgore 3, Carthage 1. It will be Blayton Legrone leading off, and then back to the top of the order. So, Josh, let's take a 90-second break. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we're going to take a 90-second break, Josh. 90 seconds, and we'll be back with Bulldog baseball.
I heard
right
you.
after this.
It's not going.
Okay, all right.
It's not. I'm just not getting sound, Larry. I heard you. I don't understand what's happening. Hold on.
Doing it yourself doesn't mean dog do it alone. Locally managed and operated, they know your name. Walk in and they treat you like family. There to celebrate life's biggest moments right alongside you. From your first home to your first grandbaby, they're all about relationships and community, not transactions. That's what makes them locally strong. Stop in at Kane Hardware and Lumber today, 224 South Shelby. Why would you shop anywhere else?
Messaging within the school district for where champions are educated. As we face another year of uncertainty, Carthage will remain committed to being champions for every child, every day. We will continue being champions in the classroom with the help of our incredible team of teachers. We will continue being champions in extracurriculars, fine arts, and athletic events with the support of our fans along the way. And we will continue being champions for our community. Thank you for your continued support.
Buying your new, pre-owned, or custom-built vehicle should never be a stressful experience. And at XL Ford, our staff works hard at ensuring your buying experience is always a relaxing, stress-free event. Whether it's a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, you are always welcome to browse at your pace or custom build your vehicle at xlford.net. XL Ford, right on the loop, right on the price.
All right. Blayton Legrone leading off for the Bulldogs, and he bunts, and the ball is going to fall to the ground. It was a little pop-up. The pitcher had no chance of getting it. The catcher went out, tried to dive for it and come up with it, could not make the play, and Legrone is on with a pop-out bunt single. He popped it up in front of the plate. I guess it was out there maybe 12 to 15 feet. So we've got a runner on. He takes off. There's the strike. Throw down to second. He is safe at second base. So Blayton Legrone leading off with a bunt single. Steals second. Coach Goodwin telling me in the interview that he's going to, push the button more on the base pass. He's got to get runners in scoring position because we just can't rely on a double to bring them in. Here's another bunt. Great bunt again. Catcher has it, throws to first, and gets him at first base. Boy, the second baseman got over there just in the nick of time. The first baseman came in. He thought he might pick it up and throw to first, and that meant the second baseman had a long way to go to get there and barely gets there in time. So that is the first out of the inning. So again, Martinez is out 2-4 to the second baseman covering, and Legrone takes third base. Okay, now Blayton, do not make a base running mistake over there. Okay, Kilgore is going to bring their infield in. This is a surprise. Okay, they're up by 2 runs. This pitch is hit to left field. Okay, let's see. Left fielder coming in. We're making the tag at third. There's the one-handed catch. Here's the tag, and he's going to score. A weak throw, and it was offline as well. A weak throw. Third baseman caught it, and so now it's a 3-2 ball game. So Legrone scores from third on the sacrifice fly by Sam Watson. So Watson flies out to left. But the key thing is he gets an RBI there. That's a sacrifice, which means that does not count as an at-bat. Does not count against his batting average. And it brings up Preston now with the bases empty. So the Bulldogs fell behind 3-0 after 2 innings of play, but they have come back now with a run in the third, a run in the fifth. Here's a bunt, and Preston's going to breed it out. Throw to first, and he is out. Close play there. Close play, but I think he got him. He didn't quite get it far enough down the third baseline. Cale, a great bunter. We saw a number of butt hits for him last year, and he almost beat that one out. But a nice play by the catcher. Really a sparkling play by the catcher to throw out an extremely fast runner. So Preston is out 2-3 to end the inning, but the Bulldogs pick up a run. So 1 run on 1 hit. That was the bunt single. You talk about manufacturing a run. LeGrone gets on a bunt single. He is sacrificed at second. Then, let's see. Then he stole second. Pardon me. He stole second. Then sacrificed to third, and came in on the RBI flyout. Okay, so Preston grounds out 2-3. So 1 run on 1 hit, and no one left. The Bulldogs have now out-hit Kilgore 5-4, 5-3 make it, but they trail 3-1. All right, we go now to the top of the 6th, and I tell you what, we have. We'll keep it right here.
To provide access to high-quality health care regardless of your ability to pay. With 5 convenient locations in Carthage, Tenaha, Center, and St. Augustine to better serve your family. Hope Community Medicine, 903-690-8395.
Okay, here's a 2-hole hitter. He scored a run. He walked and then grounded to third. Behind in the count, 0-2. Strike 3 call. Boy, we got a break on that call right there, in my opinion. That was, I'll just say we got a little bit of a break, but we'll take it. A strikeout of the 2-hole hitter. That's the widest plate that we've had so far tonight right there. Okay, here is Hendrickson. Hendrickson grounds one on the right side. Martinez has it. Over to first in time. 2 up, 2 down. And now that brings up Miles Applegate, the third baseman. Cade Moore on the mound. Really pitching well right now. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. Breaking ball. Boy, the transformation of this guy from the first inning when he threw 27 pitches. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball high. That would have been a strike if it had been down. 2 outs here. 1-1 the count now. 2 outs in the 6th inning. High again. Come on, let's go, Cade. Applegate has flied to center and struck out looking. 2-1 on Applegate. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. Dogs down now 3-2. Here's the stretch the 2-2 just missed. Okay, that was called a strike. That was called a strike on Hale. 3-2 count now. This one lined into center field. That's going to be down for a hit. Great try by Ritter. Oh, my. Great try by Ritter. And I tell you what, he did a great job, too. He dove for that one, and he did a great job to make sure it stayed in front of him. Now, that breaks a string of 3, 6, 9, 11 straight hitters that Moore had retired before that single to center by Applegate. Now this brings up Salvador Cervantes. This pitch is fouled back into the screen. So, boy, what a stretch there by Cade Moore. He's retired 11 in a row and almost 12. Cade Ritter dove for it. Incidentally, I told you the thought of Scott Lee. In my opinion, that pitch is high and inside. Preston's too, okay, that's just my thought, okay. Preston's too deep in left field. Scott Lee told me more than once. Here's the pitch high. Let's go, Cade. That they're going to be more. He played his outfield in. Okay, John Goodwin's going to go out to the mound. Okay, Josh, if you can do it, give us a 30-second commercial. Okay, 30 seconds. We'll be back.
Since 1980, Juicy's Hamburgers has been serving up the freshest, juiciest burgers in East Texas. At Juicy's, every bite is legendary. From our hand-ground beef to our crispy fries, golden onion rings, savory beans, and mouth-watering chicken fried steaks. Everything is made fresh to order. It's no wonder Juicy's has been voted best burger in East Texas for 40 years running. Juicy's Hamburgers, where tradition meets taste.
Okay, Scott Lee telling me several times, Larry, he plays the outfield in shallow, relatively shallow, shallower than any of our opponents. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Swing, and this is a tough roller right here. Tough play for Leach. He throws to first. Got him! Oh, nice play by Hunter Leach. Oh, a beauty by Leach. I tell you, that was a slow roller. It was a perfect type bunt. It was not a bunt, but it had the look of a bunt, and Leach came in and made a spectacular play to get Cervantes at first base. Wow, what a play by Hunter Leach. All right, we go now to, so let's see, that would be no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. So we go now to the bottom of 6. It's getting late. Kilgore 3 and Carthage 2. All right, we'll be back right after this 60-second break.
Farmers State Bank, a name that you know and can depend on. We're your neighbors and community partners. We're committed to meeting your financial needs by providing banking solutions for your mortgage, commercial, or personal loans. With 118 years of service to our community, we're part of your local rodeos, 4-H, and festivals. We want you to know that we're here for you. Visit us at fsbctx.bank or come see us today. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical.
Is Spider-Man there?
Well, I don't know where you can find Spider-Man.
Don't you always have something for everyone?
Well, we can help everyone with heating, cooling, and electrical repair needs. We install new systems and whole home generators, too. We don't know where any superheroes are, but we always have super prices.
Super prices? I never heard of that superhero.
Since 1974, we've got something for everyone. Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical. Call 903-693-7451.
All right, so we go now to the bottom of the 6th. Kilgore leading 3-2. Bulldogs fell behind 3-0 after 2 innings of play, but Cade Moore has put goose eggs up on the scoreboard for Kilgore in the last 4 innings. He retired 11 in a row at one stretch, and the Bulldogs have scratched out a run in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th. It's a 3-2 ball game. All right, Brooks Soap leading off. 1-0 on Brooks. High, 2-0. Let's go, Brooks. And the Cade Moore pitch count at 97, so he's got 13 pitches remaining. Here's the pitch, lined into center field for a base hit. Lined straight up the middle. And luckily it got past the pitcher before he could react and put his glove out there. So there's the leadoff single. And now, okay, so I had a pastor in Oklahoma that used to describe this as a dilemma instead of dilemma. So Coach Goodwin has a dilemma here. He's got a guy up who is 2 for 2. It's a bunt situation when you're down by 1, and you got the tying run at first with no outs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, left side. Third baseman has it over to first, and the runner advances to second. So Moore is out, 5-3, but we get the tying run to second base because that was a one-hopper, not sharply hit. Now let's see, is that, help me out here, Nicholas, is that Soap at second base? Is he running for himself? Okay. So Soap is at second. We don't have a runner in for him. A little surprised at that. River Leach, the batter. Strike. Check swing, called a strike. So we've got the tying run. Okay, this is crunch time right here, everybody. Bottom of the 6th. Bulldogs down to their last 5 outs. They trail 3-2. We've got the tying run at second with 1 out. 0-1 on River Leach. This pitch, check swing, and he fouled it off. So the count now goes to 0-2. Let's see what Leach has done tonight. He has reached on a fielder's choice twice. So officially he would be he'd be 0 for 2. Squares around a bunt with an 0-2 count. He's going to pull the bat back. He does. Outside. 1-2 the count now. Boy, he crowds the plate. Both feet up there on that inside batter's box line. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 call. And John Goodwin chirping at the home plate umpire on that one. You can tell John still doing it. John thought it was high. John thought it was high, and I can hear some fans who agree with John. Boy, some fans really letting the home plate ump have it. That did look high. So now the batter is Caden Ritter. Let's go, Caden. 1-0. The pitch did appear to be high. So Kilgore may have gotten a break on that one. Be interesting to see what John says to him, and he goes back to the dugout after this inning. If he says anything, here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. So Carthage again has the tying run at second in Brooks Soap. He singled, went to second on a ground out. Then River Leach called out on strikes. 1-1 the count now on Caden Ritter. Here's the 1-1. Fouled out of play. Ritter has singled. No, pardon me. He has struck out swinging and walked. And remember, in the tournament, he hit one out of here. The only varsity player for Carthage to hit one out of this ballpark. Big ballpark. Here's a stretch, the 1-2. Ground ball, left side. Shortstop has it, bobbles it. Everybody's safe. We get a break there. We get a break there. Ground ball to the shortstop. He bobbled it. Now, that's a ball right there where you could go either way. You could call it an infield single because it was going to be a tough play, or because of the bobble, you could call it an error. But I'm going to give him a hit. I don't know. You know, that's and the official stats for our baseball team are however John Goodwin sees it. So, but that's a gray area right there on that one. Okay, so the tying run now, third base. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. This is Ryan Ezernak. Ezernak singled and then struck out swinging back in the fourth. Tying run at third. Runners at first and third, bottom of the sixth. Kilgore leading 3-2. There's 2 outs. 0-1 on Ezernak. The 0-1. This one is popped up, foul. Catcher calling for it. First baseman calling for it. And the first baseman makes the catch for out number 3. So Ezernak pops out to first. And that ends the inning. So the Bulldogs fail to score. No runs on 2 hits. We had 2 hits in the inning, but did not score. And John Goodwin, yep, he's still talking to him. John's still talking to the home plate ump as he walked by. John just kept his walking toward the dugout, did not go toward him. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. So Carthage has now out-hit Kilgore 7-4. But they trail. That's not what counts. What counts is the scoreboard. Kilgore up 3-2 going into the 7th. Okay, 60-second break. Josh, 60 seconds.
When making important decisions, it's reassuring to count on people you know. First State Bank and Trust Company is that group of people offering home loans or everyday depository needs. First State Bank and Trust is recognized as being among the most reliable, strongest banks as determined by our nation's leading bank rating firm, Bauer Financial Incorporated. It's a 5-star rated bank of people you know, always innovating for your changing financial needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, First State Bank and Trust.
If April showers bring May flowers, then February's deals create March steals. Don't fall for all the lowball leader ads, too good to be true ads that you may see. Shop us now, shop us later, but if you're not shopping at Pippin Motor Company, you just aren't experiencing how great buying a car can really be. Founded in 1951 to serve Panola and surrounding counties, Pippin Motor Companies believe the experience should be second to no one. Come experience a better way to buy a vehicle today, Pippin Motor Company.
All right, we go to the top of the 7th. Kilgore leading 3-2. That's the 98th pitch right there for Cade Moore. He's got 12 pitches remaining. There's a strike, 1-1 the count. Jackson Phillips has struck out swinging twice. He's up there now. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck out swinging 3 times. So Phillips goes down swinging for out number 1. And so now Cade is at 100 pitches. So he's got 10 pitches remaining. And remember, if you reach 110, okay, that one's outside, ball 1. If you reach 110 and a batter's at the plate, you get to complete that throwing to that particular batter before you have to come out. Kason Edney, the batter. This pitch is swung on, foul back. It's 1-1 now. So we'll keep you advised on the pitch count because that's getting very close. 102 now. So he's got 8 pitches remaining here. We're in the 7th. Here's the 103rd pitch, and it is high for ball 2. So it's now 2-1 on Edney. He is singled and scored and then fly to center. High ball 3. Pitch counted 104. Got to get this guy. Here's the 3-1. Strike 2 call. 3-2. 105 pitches, so he's got 5 remaining. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3 call. I think we got a makeup call right there. That's my opinion. May have gotten a makeup call. Looked like that one might have been low. And who knows, you know what John said on the way back to the dugout? May have played on that call right there. Here's a pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. This is Kason Henry. He has put out a sacrifice bunt and then struck out looking. 0-1. Outside. 1-1 the count. That's pitch number 108. So 2 or more. And remember now, if he reaches 110, this batter's still up there. He gets to complete this batter. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, foul back. That's 109. So this will be a pitch 110. So if he doesn't get him here, then he can keep throwing until this batter is either retired or gets on. Here's the 1-2. Missed. 2-2. That's 110 right there. Here's the 2-2. Strike! 3 call, got him. Struck out the side here in the 7th. Did Cade Moore. Boy, what a job by Moore in these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 innings. In those 5 innings, he allowed 1 base runner. That was the 2-out single by Applegate in the 5th. Make that in the 6th. And that ball was almost caught by Caden Ritter. Outstanding performance in those last 5 innings by Cade Moore. But the Bulldogs still trail. We're down by 1, 3-2. We'll lead off with Blayton Legrone, unless John Goodwin sends up a batter, and he may do that. Okay, let's take a 30-second break. We don't want to miss any of the bottom of the 7th. 30 seconds, Josh. 30 seconds.
Do you understand your current insurance coverage? Are you covered for all the things you need, or worse, things you no longer need? At Hudson Financial Group, we will assist you in maximizing and understanding your coverages. With access to multiple carriers, we can help you find the best coverage for the best price. Home, auto, farm, ranch, commercial, life insurance, and financial planning. Hudson Financial Group is your one-stop shop. Call us today, 903-693-7874. Hudson Financial Group, where insurance equals assurance.
Okay, Andrew Gwynn is going to come up to hit. Andrew Gwynn is going to come up to hit for Blayton Legrone. Legrone, the DH, struck out swinging in the second inning and then hit a pop-up bunt out in front of the plate, and the catcher dove for it, could not make the play, so he reached on a single. That was back in the fifth inning. So Gwynn leads off here in the seventh. Now, he came in to run for did he run for someone in the ball game? I think so. I tell you what, these substitution rules in high school baseball, I've just given up trying to understand them, because it's not like the major leagues, you know, where if you run for somebody or you pinch hit for somebody, you cannot come back into the ball game in the majors. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. So the count now on Andrew is 1-1. Now it'll be the top of the order up next. Andrew Gwynn pinch hitting here, hitting for Legrone. Here's the 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Bulldogs got to have a run here in the bottom of the seventh. This is it. Now, if you're wondering about Edney's pitch count, well, he's got plenty left. That's number 86. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike two. Top of the order up next, Maddox Martinez. Andrew Gwynn, 2 strikes on him, squares around as if he's going to bunt, pull the bat back. This one popped up on the infield. Third baseman called him for it, and he one-hands it. One-hands it. I don't agree with that. I guess I'm old-fashioned. I like the two-handed catch myself. Okay, so now Martinez up. Let's go, Maddox. He has walked, doubled, and scored, and then retired on a bunt. 0-1 on him. We're down to our last 2 outs. Fouled off. Now the count's 0-2. Bulldogs trailing 3-2. Incidentally, if you're wondering what's coming up, well, the Bulldogs go to Jasper this weekend to play 2 games on Friday and 2 on Saturday in the Jasper tournament. Here's 0-2. That one's outside and low. 1-2. And it's a strong tournament field down there. I know they're going to play Nederland. They're going to play Vider. Vider defeated them in the Bridge City tournament 6-5. And I can't tell you the other 2 teams, but they're playing in the Jasper tournament. 4 games in 2 days. Got to win this one. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside, ball 2, 2-2. Got to get, he's of course the tying run, but he's not going to hit one out of here. Got to get him on. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's lined into right field for a base hit. That is a base hit, so Martinez is on. But there's 1 out. And watching the batter now. Now here comes the Kilgore coach out, and we may have a pitching change coming up. So, and we do. Okay, with that pitching change, Josh, let's take a 90-second break. 90 seconds, Josh, on the pitching change.
Are you looking for something a little different? Well, you can find it at Carthage Furniture. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a Bulldog Red upright freezer. It's a 6 cubic foot, and it's yours for just $7.19. Or you can find a bubblegum pink 2-door refrigerator. It's a 9 cubic foot and only $7.99. Carthage Furniture equals free delivery, and Rosa and Lena speak Spanish.
We all like to save money, and State Farm can help with discounts. When you combine your car insurance with your State Farm homeowners insurance, you get big savings. So talk to me, Agent Tate Barber, and experience the good neighbor service that has made us America's #1 insurance company. Together, we can help you make sure you get the discount you deserve. No policy with State Farm? No problem. Call me, Agent Tate Barber, at 903-693-7555 or stop by my office, 1502 West Panola, directly across the street from McDonald's, to find out how much a multi-line discount can save you.
Hello from Hobby Horse. With spring fast approaching, we are excited to show our new outfits for spring and Easter. We have sizes 2T up to size 10, and we also have precious new baby clothes. In addition, there's new home decor for Easter, spring, and for the bride. Springtime is also wedding time, so don't forget about our bridal registry. We have our bridal selections available for you to peruse, and excellent service to help you with your selections. Visit the Hobby Horse today, right off the square in downtown Carthage.
All right, we've got a new pitcher coming in now for the Kilgore Bulldogs. And this is going to be Kason Clayton. Clayton, number 7, will come in to relieve the starter, Edney. So Edney goes the first 6 in the 3rd innings. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Kilgore leading 3-2. So in other words, the Bulldogs have got to score a run here or the game is over. Now, if you're wondering, well, where are we going to be on next week after this tournament? We're going to be at Cumberland Academy. Cumberland Academy is in Tyler, South Tyler, and they do have a turf field. So, you know, with the weather should not be a problem unless it's, you know, raining heavily during the ball game. And Cumberland Academy, incidentally, has the lowest enrollment of the 8 teams in the district. In the district, Cumberland Academy, 551 students. Spring Hill has 610. Carthage, 788. So we're the 3rd smallest school in the district. Gilmer, 848. Henderson, 982. Chapel Hill, 1,048. Kilgore, 1,168. So Carthage with 788. Kilgore, 1,168. So Kilgore has 390 more students. 380 more students than does Carthage, and Pine Tree's at 1,256. So if you compare the lowest enrollment to the highest, Pine Tree has more than double the number of students of Cumberland Academy. Okay, so now tying run at first, 1 out. Sam Watson at the plate. Here's the pitch outside, ball 1. Now watching Clayton warm up, he had a few wild pitches. He was all over the place with his warm-ups. One of them sailed all the way back to the screen on the fly. Martinez at first, got to be careful. Cannot be picked off. The pitch in there for a strike. Watson has reached on a fielder's choice, grounded out, and then had a sacrifice fly to drive in a run. So he has one of our 2 RBIs in the ball game. 1-1 pitch. Here's the pitch. This one swung on and missed. Strike 2. So Sam behind in the count now, 1-2. Sam, a left-handed batter facing a right-handed pitcher. So, you know, usually that means a left-handed batter should be able to hit a right-handed pitcher. The odds are, here's the 1-2 pitch. This one grounded foul down the third base side. This is the first of 14 district games, and obviously, you'd like to protect the home turf. You'd like to protect the home turf. Incidentally, Scott Lee, that for whom the tournament was named, I see Scott here tonight. Here's the 1-2. Swing on. This hit down the left field line. That could be trouble. That could be in there. It is. It drops for a hit. And both runners will be safe now. It dropped in for a hit. Oh, boy, that is a break right there. A Texas League single down the left field line for Maddox Martinez. A blooper down the line, and it dropped in, I'm going to guess 6 feet fair. And so Martinez playing it safe under the direction of Coach John Goodwin. Stayed at second. He did not try for third. So now we've got, get this, we have 9 hits in the ball game. So we have out-hit them 9-4. But we trail still 3-2. Couple of bad base running mistakes in the ball game. Now remember, they went with that trick pickoff move at second base earlier in the ball game, back in the first inning, where the pitcher whirled around as if he was going to try to pick him off and held on to the ball. The shortstop and the second baseman both put on acting. Here's Preston trying to get down the bunt, and he fouls it off. And that, you can bet, was a sign given to him, I'm guessing. I don't know. He may have the green light to bunt whenever he thinks he can get on, but I'm pretty sure that sign was given by Goodwin. The third baseman with a runner at second, that being the tying run, third baseman is playing just inside the bag on the edge of the grass, so he's not all the way in. 0-1 the count on Preston now. Pitcher looks back at second. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1, 1-1 the count. So we've got Martinez at second, Watson at first. Both have reasonable speed. Preston, left-handed batter at the plate, left fielder playing way back, much deeper than he should be. Right fielder deep too. Center fielder is the shallowest of the three, it would appear. Here's the 1-1. Outside. 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count. You like drama? You've got it right here. Bulldogs trail 3-2. It's the bottom of the 7th. We have the tying run at second. The winning run is at first with 1 out. A 2-1 count on Preston. Preston, a senior. Here's the stretch. The 2-1. Strike 2 call. All right, again, this is Cason Clayton, right-handed reliever coming in for Kilgore. And, you know, with the ball game on the line, he is slowing things down here. I don't blame him at all. We got a chance to tie it up or win the game here. Here's the stretch, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, got him. So now we're down to our last out. As Preston goes down on strikes, swinging. And that brings up now Brooks Soap. Soap has struck out swinging, line to right, and then singled. So you've got a veteran up there. He's a 2-year starter, started last year behind the plate. Again, Carthage has out-hit them 9-4. But we trail 3-2. Here's the pitch to Soap, foul back. We will see this team now for the remainder of district play. It's going to be until we face Kilgore again, I think. Well, I'm not for sure about that. Okay. We'll be playing each team twice right in a row. So in other words, here's the 0-1 pitch coming up to Soap. Tying run at second, winning run at first. In other words, next week we will play at Cumberland on Tuesday, and then Cumberland comes here on Friday. And then the following week, I think we go to Henderson on Tuesday. And then, no, Henderson, I believe, comes here on Tuesday. We go to Henderson on that Friday. So we start playing teams, district teams, 2 games in a row. Here's a 1-1. Oh, hit him. It hit him. Bases are juiced. The bases are juiced with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. As Soap is hit by a pitch. So now, and Cade Moore coming up. Cade Moore coming up. And we may have a pitching change. Remember, I told you that Clayton, when he warmed up, he threw some pitches that were way off target. One of them that sailed all the way back to the backstop on the fly. And it was not over the plate. It was over the middle of the batter's box. So there he plunks Soap. I think that was on a 2-2 count. And now the bases are loaded. So now the tying run is at third. The winning run is at second. The winning run at second base. So a base hit here could end it, especially with the depth of their outfielders. Look at them. You know, you've got to bring the outfield in. I don't understand that. Okay, here's the pitch. Outside, ball one to Cade Moore. Moore has doubled, singled, and then grounded to third. So he's put the ball in play all three times. 1-0 to Moore. Game on the line here. The 1-0. Back to the screen. Is the runner going to try it? No, he's going to stay at first base. That one hit the backstop. There's a screen there, but the bottom part of the backstop, I believe, is a brick surface. I believe it's some type of a hard surface, and that one hit that and bounced right straight back to the catcher. I think Martinez would have been a dead duck at the plate. So now the count 2-0 on Moore. Here's the stretch by Clayton. The 2-0. High, ball three. Ball three. 3-0 now. And it obviously we do not have to have a hit to tie it up. You would think that John has given him the take sign here. 3-0 on Moore. Clayton working from the stretch with the bases juice. Here's the 3-0. High, ball four. That ties it up. Cade Moore walks, and that ties up the ball game. So now it's a 3-3 ball game in the bottom of the seventh, and the bases are still loaded with 2 outs. Cade Moore with the walk drives in the tying run, and now the winning run is at third base. River Leach the batter. They're going to keep Clayton out there. So the last 2 batters, he has now hit one and walked the other. River can end it right here. Clayton working from the stretch, working from the first base side of the rubber. There's a strike. Now, to be quite honest, okay, in my opinion, that was about 3 inches off the plate, but that's been called a strike several times in the ball game tonight, and several times it has not been called a strike. 0-1 the count on Leach. 2 outs to 3-3 tie. Here's the pitch. Ooh, that was close there. Remember now, Leach was called out on a high pitch his last time up. That was close there to being strike 2. Leach has reached on the fielder's choice twice and then struck out looking. He struck out looking on a high pitch back in the 6th inning. 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 7th. Bases juiced. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. High. 2-1 the count. And so Kilgore is going to sink or swim here with Clayton. They're going to go with him. The coach came out to talk to him before pitching to Cade Moore. Moore walked to drive in the tying run. Moore a step off the bag at first base. He's not going to be picked off. Here's the pitch. High, ball 3. 3-1 to River Leach. Another one outside the zone, and Carthage wins this ball game. 3-1. Clayton got to come in there with it. I would think that Goodwin hasn't taken a pitch here. 3-1 the count. Here's the 3-1. High, ball 4. Dogs win. Dogs win. Dogs win it. As a bases loaded walk, and the Bulldogs score 3 runs, make it 2 runs in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Dogs win it on a bases-loaded walk to River Leach. Wow, and there go the lights. Just like you'd see them at Globe Life Field, and some of them turn red. Wow. This time, we hit the right button. Way to go, Nicholas. The Dogs win it. How about that? As the Dogs this ball game. So, tying errors and 3 left on base. All right, so the Bulldogs win it. I tell you what, Josh, give me the lights. Hey, thanks.
Friends and neighbors in Sonoma County are the foundation of business at Louisiana Pacific, delivering tire. A leader in the safety OQ industry that specializes in pipeline compliance. Pride ourselves in always exceeding their call us at
Carthage Service Center. But did you know where to go if your car or truck needs repair or a tune-up? That's
Okay, Josh, I'm sorry. I'm not quite ready. Give me another 60 seconds, please, sir. Thank you.
Starting a new project? Kane Hardware and Lumber is right in your neighborhood, ready to help, because do it yourself doesn't mean do it alone. Locally managed and operated, they know your name. Walk in and they treat you like family. There to celebrate. That's what makes them locally strong. Stop in at Kane Hardware.
Carthage Independent School District is where champions are educated. As we face another year of uncertainty, Carthage will remain committed to being champions for every child, every day. We will continue being champions in the classroom with the help of our incredible team of teachers. We will continue being champions in extracurriculars, fine arts, and athletic events with the support of our fans along the way. And we will continue being champions for our community. Thank you for your continued support.
Tuesday night at Bulldog Park, the Carthage Bulldogs and the Kilgore Bulldogs in the opening game of District 16 4A play. And the Bulldogs come from behind. The Bulldogs of Carthage come from behind to win this one. Kilgore scored 3 runs in the first after 2 innings of play. But the Bulldogs picked up their first run in the 3rd inning on an RBI ground out by Cale Preston. And then they added run number 2 in the ball game in the 5th inning on an RBI sacrifice fly by Sam Watson. So it was a 3-2 ball game going to the bottom of the 7th. Martinez reached on a single. That was followed by a Sam Watson single. So the Bulldogs had something going there, first and second, with only 1 out. In other words, the tying run was at second base. The winning run was at first base. But then a strikeout for out number 2. So the Bulldogs were down to their last out. So they had first and second with 1 out. Brooks Soap was hit by a pitch to load up the bases, so that put the Aide, who was 2 for 3 in the ball game, he walked. So River Leach came up with the game tie in the 7th inning on a base, and Carthage wins it for Kilgore. 3 runs on 4 hits, so the Bulldogs out, and they stranded 9 runners in the ball game. Cade Moore gets the victory, and Cade Moore, who had a really tough first inning, he had a high to win here in this victory. So, and again, your final score from Larry Allen. Okay.